Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another Watcher on Rails video. This one's a special one today since we are doing a collab with the one and only Fastidious. If you've never seen his channel for Watcher of Realms before, then this is a chance for you to talk with an expert in the free-to-play for this specific game. And he also has experience in Raid as well. He used to play Raid a lot in the past, so you might know him from there. So let's get this started. Welcome, man. Welcome to the channel. We've already done a collab on his as well, so I'll put down links in the description for his channel to follow that and make sure you check it out when it goes live. So welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I love this game. Like Colbert said, I used to play Raid. I played that for almost a year of free-to-play videos, like 350 something days. And now I'm taking Watcher Realms. I took like 2 years off from content, and I really love this game. Maybe y'all know me, maybe you don't, but hopefully we have a lot of fun today.
Yeah. So the reason that I wanted to make this video was because we have these specific events coming in on Friday. We have the special Invocation of Spirits and Divine Summoning, which is basically how the 10x events are called within Watcher of Realms. And that is the time where the odds of summoning a legendary stay the same, but a specific legendary in itself, once you do get that big yellow glow, then that becomes a 10 times. And I wanted to give this back and forward between the opinion on what should a new player be doing when these events pop up. Should they be saving everything they have for the 2x? Should they be waiting for something else that might come in the future? Do we have the same? When did you start playing the game?
I started playing the game about a week before you. So we just had the collab on my channel, and when Cold Brew introduced himself, you said you're on like day 52 or something, which is kind of crazy because I'm on day 53 for like the if you guys know me, the channel, the account you always see. But I did play 1 week before that just to learn the game.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been playing for less than 2 months, but almost 2 months, just like Cold Brew. So I think we have similar experience, but maybe slightly different perspectives.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned this before, but I did play this game about, I want to say 2 years ago. They went through
crazy.
They went through, like, it was an alpha testing and they wanted feedback on how the game felt, and they wanted me to play the game for about 10 hours and give them feedback on how the campaign looked and all that. It was about as it is right now, but a lot of things changed since then. A lot of things changed since then. And
if you can get permission to share what it was like, I'd be fascinated. I'd watch that video in a second.
yeah, so and then after that I did like a sponsorship. I only played it for a little bit. I was very busy at the time with other stuff when I did the Watcher of Realms sponsorship, but I really got into it after the global launch. So basically 52 days ago is when I made the account to play with a friend. I was like, okay, let's see how this game goes on. For me, I enjoyed the challenge, I would say, for the campaign the most. I love that every single stage was basically a challenge in itself.
I'm 100% with you. Yeah. I love this game.
Yeah, and like it made me think, okay, I have this, how do I do this? And you have to be very active with your cooldowns and all that. So that's what kept me on with the game and moving forward. So what I wanted to say is that during your first couple of weeks of playing the game, you get lots of summons, you get lots of gems from just progressing through the campaign. They give you free stuff, and the game feels very generous compared to other games that I play. Not only just Raid, just other games that I played. It feels very generous with the summons that they give you. But it is smart to make sure that you summon at the right time, which is the whole theme of the video for today. Because we not only have the 2x events, we have 10x events, but sometimes, some very rare occasions, from what I know, they've done it only twice so far. There is a 1+1 event where once you get a summon, you get another legendary champion on top of that to add to your or to your summons, your legendaries. So in my thoughts, for a brand new player, they should be going for the 2x's just for the better chance for a legendary. But there's these special occasions like this weekend where we will have the special Invocation of Spirit. It's a 10x for these two legendaries, but I'm not looking at the legendaries. I'm looking at the epics, and the one, especially one of them, is it's not going to be Idril. It's going to be Vortex. That I think many players out there might not have access to him, and he's so special as a healer, which makes it more of a an opportunity for players out there to summon, although it's a low chance, I think 8% or something, to get an epic, to pick that one up, hopefully. And that as a healer will change their account. So I'll let you
Yeah,
talk a little bit on your thoughts on.
absolutely. Yeah, I had a very similar experience when I first started playing, where I decided to pull because I was my first 49 days were free to play. Uh,
Yeah.
Still no spending, but I accept the content creator rewards now.
Yeah, yeah,
So
okay.
it's an important caveat, you know. But I decided to pull on a banner. I'm trying to remember who the 10x was. It will come to me in a second. Oh, it was Razak and Arrogance. However,
Mm,
the three epics were Olog, Midon, and then Soleil. We don't like Soleil that much. She's niche.
yeah.
She can work with amazing gear, but a lot of people can work with amazing gear. But the chance to get Midon, but especially Olog, and this is before we got him free from Void Rift. That's all I did. So I actually kept summoning and summoning. I even got Arrogance, and I was thrilled. And
Ooh,
Arrogance is the best. That
so
was just
good.
gravy, right? But I did 110 summons, and finally in my 11th 10 pull, I'd been saving for it, and I got Olog. This guy, guys, I actually just put a guide up. I'm not trying to plug my own stuff, but
Yeah,
how
plug
crazy is
away.
that? Like, okay, great guide on Olog. Anyway, he's so good, and the whole point is, if you can find a nice 10x, I think it's so much better than a 2x. And just to give you a free to play perspective, 2x in this game, if you just came over because you love cold brew from raid, 2x is really different in this game, guys, because you don't
Mm-hmm.
get any rate up. You don't get any rate up on epics. And epics
Yeah,
are what it's all about as a free to play player or someone that doesn't spend much money, right? It's really
right.
hard and really expensive to build legendary champions. It's just like raid. Like here we have skill ups, there you had skill tomes, here we have crystals, you know. But
Yeah, yeah.
it's really hard. It's a lot easier to invest in your epics. And if you see something like Vortex, I use him in basically every team, every inch of PVE content. I use Vortex because I was lucky enough to pull him. And you're gonna want he's got raid awakenings too, so a chance to rip like 50, 100, 150 summons if you've been saving on this and max out your Vortex. I'm doing it this weekend. I can't wait.
Yeah, yeah. It's these opportunities that the players should take advantage of, especially for a healer. Like, you need defenders, you need fighters, you need marksmen, you need mages, but healers are what's gonna keep everything alive. And I've found more use out of Vortex than other healers that I have so far. Like, I have Nisande, I've used her, I've used Midan. I even have legendary healers like Ezrin, and very recently picked up Sadie as well. But Vortex still remains like, okay, I'll use maybe Sadie, but I still need Vortex. Okay, I'll use
The
Ezrin, but I
shields, man.
still need Vortex. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
The shields alone,
crazy.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy how these champions are not even featured. Like in the news section, if you have a look
Yeah.
in the notice board here, you'll see Hex. Oh, he's the great, Heath Ledger Joker looking
Yeah.
type of champion. I don't know if this guy will get copyright. but you see them featuring these champions, but you don't think about, wait a minute,
Yeah.
the epics, they didn't even mention to us about the epics. You
Also,
have to.
we should, before people start yelling at us in the comments, Tariel is insane.
Yeah,
Like I
of
ranked her as like the
course.
fourth best epic in the game. Like you guys
Of
probably already familiar. She's got a new name now, but like the chance, like it's the same thing, kind of like when I pulled on the arrogance banner, right? It's like a 2 out of 3 chance that you're gonna get a great one. Maybe and Scorch is actually way better than Soleil in my opinion. So he's not terrible. He's got some
Yeah,
AoE magic damage.
Scorch can find some places,
I'll
especially
find a
for the
place
artifact material raid,
for sure.
because he's a ranged fighter, so you can place him a
Hmm.
little bit further back
Yeah.
and still be able to dish out some
Yeah.
damage, and he does it as an AoE. So there's definitely place for him, but
Yeah.
out of the
But
three
I'll be
epics, of
honest,
course, the
guys,
other
if
two.
you're on day 10 and you pull I'm trying to think of a really juicy one. Let's say you pull Razak, right? Or maybe even if you pulled Silas, I'd gather pulling 2 or 3 of this Vortex will help you more the next week or two than the other guys. You know, that's not to say he's better, but it's just it's crazy. Vortex puts out crazy heals. He's HP
Yeah.
based, so he's really tanky just naturally, even though his base stats kind of stink. Which is why you're going to want to get Awakenings in him. You want to get him Awakened too. But then those shields, man, it's like I couldn't have done Gear Aid 2. I'm on Gear Aid 219 right now, and that Vortex is my main healer. That's how I do it.
Yeah, I use Vortex everywhere. I even use him in
Yeah,
the guild boss right now. I know he's not ideal, but I find that he's healing plus the shields
I
provide
do too.
a lot of support to everybody. Like the closest one that I could think of maybe would be Nisande with her attack speed up, but
Mhm.
I'm not sure how that would fare
Yeah,
in the later parts in like Nightmare 4 that I'm trying to push now.
yeah,
It would be crazy, and I would need her to be
yeah,
with
for
a
sure.
pretty solid gear, and
Basically,
he's yeah.
Vortex is, if you don't have Eloin, which makes sense because she's super rare, and you don't have Hollow, who might even be rarer.
I don't
Holler's
have
an
her either. Yeah,
insanely rare epic. It's going to be Vortex, guys. He's super good. So
has to,
yeah, don't sleep on it.
has to be.
And and just in general, when you think about these events, guys, like 10x are just, for me, if they're a good rate up. Like, also maybe we can talk about Hex and Lucia briefly, but like both these champions are awesome, right? So like, it's not, even when we had Hatsit, there still was a chance for Ezrein, who, like, I like Ezrein, but he's not like a universal S tier hero, right? These
Mm-hmm.
champions are both really great heroes. For me, this is more exciting than a 2x because you can time out your
Yeah.
pity if you've been saving, and the chance to get great epics, and then maybe pull who might be the best single target or one of the very best single target damage dealers. And then I know you just put out some great content on Lucia. Lucia's crazy too. So this is a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
10x, guys. Great
Yeah,
10x.
I've posted a video yesterday on Lasir, just showcasing on what he really brings to the table when you drop everything else. So does he really provide that big assist for Gear 81? Then yes, he does. He really helps you push, and if you have other things, you just add on top of it and you make it easier and easier and easier than the team I showcased. That's what I wanted to show with these 10x heroes. And because there's no 2x on the epics, when we do have 2x's, it makes it such a clear choice to be targeting some of these epics when it's still time, since Watcher of Realms is relatively fresh in the sense of they only had their global launch just now. Although it's been out in the Forerunner for quite a while, the global launch is really when you see the game, okay, it's picking up with the worldwide audience, and we're gonna push in for more and more heroes, and it who knows, but they'll be adding more and more. So if you start getting these heroes from now that are crucial for an account's progression, such as Idril, Vortex, and maybe one of the legendaries, if you're lucky enough, then you'll see the true difference to your account. Comparing it to somebody else who might start months from now, when there's more epics in the game, when there's more legendaries, it's gonna be harder and harder to pick those up. So
yeah, 100%.
yeah, so
Yeah.
the choices have to be very clear on when you're summoning, and of course we only know about those special 1+1s. We might know them from the events tab, and when that comes, we'll usually make videos on that. But the 10x's and 2x's come basically from the experience that I have so far. Every other week you'll have a 2x. Every other week you'll have
And there's
a
one more thing
10x.
we got to mention, which has also happened twice, which is a 10x, 2x. So at the very launch of the game,
Right.
so right before we started playing, they did it with Salazar and Zilatu. And then when we were both playing, they did it with
Mm,
Hatsit. And that is like, that's the dream come true. If it's a good 10x and they're
right.
running a simultaneous 2x, so you're getting, it's like nearly a 20x. Like, if the champion's juicy like Hatsit, it's incredible.
And the great thing about this game that I love and makes absolute sense is how simple is this table to introduce, and
Yes.
how easy it makes for a player to understand what's happening and when it's coming. All right, you just click on it. You can see 4 days in advance. You can see what events are starting on Sunday, and it's only Wednesday now. So it's fantastic for players to prepare themselves. And you think, okay, I'm not going to upgrade anything. Tales of the Smith is coming. So that also stands in with summons. We knew about this coming in basically because we're content creators. We get information. Okay, these two heroes might be coming in, but also you can see through the events tab. So the game does give you some warning beforehand, and that's pretty good way of indicating. Okay, maybe you should wait for summons. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should go for X. It's I kind of love this part. It just shows on how they appreciate a little bit the
Yeah.
player
There's a
base.
lot of, player friendly stuff. There's like a lot of good quality of life things.
Yeah. All right. So I don't want to take any more of your time, guys. I hope we made it a little bit clear on when you should be summoning, when not. We went on a little bit more about Vortex and how good Vortex is, but it just makes it because it's the most the one that is coming soon, the 10x, and how good he is. My Vortex carried me through, so I hope
Yeah.
you pick him up and he's
The
gonna carry
point the
you.
point to remember is, guys, 10x and 2x have like different meanings in this game because there's not the
Than
double rates on epics. That's the
than
thesis
raid,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, then raid, yeah.
It might be a little bit confusing at first, but once you understand how it all happens, the game clearly shows you on when the rates are up or not. So it's a good chance for you to be picking up those maybe special champions to help you push through one specific content. All right. Thank you all, Fastidious. We'll have a link to your channel down below in the description, and I'll
Thank you
put a
so
comment
much.
as well. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. See ya.